Hello, this is Eddie J on crypto. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. I know it has been ugly out there in terms of crypto. Nothing you can say about that except, it is what it is. Markets go up, markets go down. Um, there's a little bit of heat that crypto takes because everybody's correlating Bitcoin to tech. So that's taking a hit since tech took a hit. I think there's a lot of overselling. I think you have too many traders that don't understand crypto that are in the crypto space. So that's a problem. Um, but I think eventually it'll come back. Does it go down and then come back? Does it don't go down further and then come back? I don't know. Does it just come back? I don't know. I know that I'm not making any moves until Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. And the reason for that is because you have the FOMC meeting that starts Tuesday, continues into Wednesday, and it will start to get feedback and news from there. And that will definitely have impact on the markets. Everybody's speculating that the news is going to be bad and everything is going to go down again. Um, there are a lot of different moves that can happen, a lot of different things that can happen. I know that crypto is on the menu. So those are things that we have to contemplate. But the truth is that, I'm not in it for the short haul, right? I'm also not a huge, Bitcoin fan. I'm not a Bitcoin buddy or whatever. Um, I'm in it because I believe in the technology of crypto. I believe in the utility of crypto. Um, I believe in all of that usefulness that's coming along. I believe in Web3. These are not things that you can just stop, right? I mean, that's just the truth. The internet took a long time for people to catch on. It went from you have to have a business card, you have to have a business card, and you have to have a business card and a website. And then it flipped over to you need the website more than you need the business card. And then everybody started figuring about the business card and already on to Web 2.0. And the web itself took a long time to catch on. Web 2.0 took a long time to catch on. But again, like I said in the other day, sorry I missed yesterday making videos, but the day before yesterday I mentioned, where would you be without e-commerce? Remember way back when everybody was sitting around talking about, I'm not giving my credit card out. Okay, but now you can't live without Amazon and Walmart and Costco and all these other stores that have a web interface that where you can show up and put in your credit card and receive your products that you wanted at your doorstep instead of going to a store. Sometimes it's convenient going to a store and sometimes it's not. That's just the way it is. Um, and here's Web 3.0. And you sit there looking at Web 3, there are a lot of things that are going on. There's this whole concept of decentralization. And it's not just decentralized, finance, it's just the whole bunch of stuff that's going on. And then you're also talking about a lot of people that are into crypto, a lot of people that are into the metaverse, a lot of people that are into NFTs. You know, at first things become a novelty, then things become a part of the fabric, and then that fabric becomes necessary. And that's what happens. So has it been ugly? It has been ridiculously ugly. Everybody is looking at, if you look at the numbers today, numbers are going up, and that's great. But numbers have crashed over the past 7 days, 30 days plus, depending on which crypto you're looking at. It's been a really rough ride at the beginning of 2022. Now, there are a lot of people that are ditching, or not ditching, but bashing Bitcoin right now. And truth is that you have a lot of Bitcoin is being manipulated by people who over leveraged their Bitcoin, didn't have a mitigation strategy, and now there are margin calls going on, and you have people that have to put in more collateral, or people that are just being liquidated. The margin calls happen, they didn't have additional collateral or additional funds, so they've got to liquidate those funds to handle the margins. It happens. Now, you ask yourself, why would somebody leverage? Michael Saylor does it all the time. He's got tons of Bitcoin, and he leveraged that Bitcoin to go do things. A lot of miners do that, and you say, why? Well, it's because you don't take the tax hit, right? But you have to have a mitigation strategy for times like this where there is a risk of a dip, a big dip, and you've got to handle it. So there are things that you need to be able to, account for when those things happen. That's just a fact. So Me, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at everything and I'm saying, well, it's freaking buying season because I didn't put all my money in. I'm not rich, but I didn't put all my money in. I've left money on the sidelines to figure out, what's going on and, everything that happens after that. So, looking at that, I'm kind of like, So let's talk about what I am looking at. There are a few, and my notes are over here. I'm sorry. Um, but there are a few things that I'm looking at. There's Doge, SHIB, Matic, Gala, Crypto.com, Solana, VeChain, and of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Now, looking at Doge, I only look at Doge. I mean, it straight up. To me, it's a meme coin. So for my portfolio, I'm only looking at it as a meme coin. But that meme coin has a lot of power behind it. Whether I choose to believe in that meme coin or not doesn't matter. There's a lot of power behind that meme coin, and we know who we're talking about. If he says one thing, after all the dust settles, if he says one thing, that could shoot up a little bit and make a correction. So that's something I'm looking at. The next one I'm looking at is SHIB. Now, SHIB actually, they're actually building out utility for that particular coin. So I believe in SHIB and I've invested heavily in SHIB. We've invested heavily in Doge and SHIB. Not me, but my son has Doge. I invested heavily in SHIB and so did he. So these are things that we're looking at as we look at our portfolios. If SHIB shoots up, SHIB is far off from where it was. If SHIB shoots up, that's a quick doubling of money without even coming close to their high. Because let's look at the numbers. Um, let's get there real quick. Boop. And you look at SHIB, who is now down at 14th. Okay, well, here's where they are now. 4 zeros followed by 22. And then you say, well, what's my all-time high? Let's just click on it and get to the all-time high. All-time high is 4 zeros 89. Take that in. That's greater than 4 times where it is right now. So what if it just achieved its all-time high? You're looking at 4 times your money. Heck, if it just achieves 3 times that, it's 3x. What are you going to be mad about? I mean, if I look at Doge, when I look at Doge over the recent history, I don't look at Doge going past 27. So that's not quite half. So let's take a peek at Doge. So they're at 14 right now. 27 is about, 2x. Okay. But we all know how I feel about, making percentages. Making percentages, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good thing. But there are certain moves that I want to make with small cap stocks that I think should be there. Now, Doge is not a small cap stock, but it's also not necessarily widely used. I mean, the market cap on this one is, 18 billion. I sit there and I just go, wow, a meme coin that's, they're saying is worth 18 billion. Hey, no big deal. That's not on me, whatever. But that's how I feel about those two coins, right? So I would dip into Doge a little bit, but I'm not doing anything until the FOMC meeting gives me some kind of news that I know if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. If it's going to go down, I'm not going to do anything until it establishes a new low for anything, and then I'll buy in. Next one up, Matic. Can't emphasize enough. I believe that Polygon is connective tissue. And if you're looking at Web3 and you believe in Web3, then Polygon is the one. That's the platform that has tons of stuff running on it. It's its own. It was started off as a layer 2. It's pretty much now a layer 1. So that's connective tissue that's doing a lot. Has a lot of things running on the platform. Decentraland has a piece running on there. The Sandbox has a piece running on there. You just have a lot of things going on with that platform. That's just nuts. Mind you, a lot of the smart contracts out there are running on Polygon. Again, connective tissue, things that make the next step work. And if you want to talk about Web3 working, Polygon is going to be why it's working. I'm not saying that there are not other blockchains and other things that are going to make it work, but Polygon is a piece of the connective tissue. Then we have Gala. Huge disappointment to me, but I still think if we're looking at the metaverse and you look at this platform, Gala Games is going to do something. I honestly believe Gala Games is going to do something. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to be upset about it. Why? I didn't dump a whole lot of money in it, but I dumped enough money where I would have a decent stake in that space, right? Because to me, Gala is a part of the metaverse. Metaverse is the future. Boom, there we are. Then I was looking at crypto.com. Let's actually pull up crypto.com. Actually, it's easier if I just there. No, the control F. There you are. Looking at crypto.com at 37 cents. You know, it's taken a hit. 41% in 30 days. That's big. But it's a $9 billion market cap. Mind you, it's less than Doge, but marked at number 17 on the market cap list on Live Coin Watch. That's kind of a big deal. And I also think that this particular exchange is going to do things in the near future. They're making moves. They're making not just little moves, but they're making big moves. So I think that one just has a lot of upward momentum. And as long as they're an operable exchange and they're making the right moves, they're making the right decisions, I think that impact is going to be awesome. And when the comeback comes, I think there are multiples that will lie in crypto.com. So as soon as I get an idea, that's one of the coins I'm going to be looking at to make major moves that could actually wind up getting me a multiple versus a percentage, right? The next batter up is going to be Solana. This particular blockchain is going to be a big deal. It's already doing more smart contracts than Ethereum, last I checked. So that to me is a very big deal because I think smart contracts are going to be a very big deal. Something else, not more smart contracts. My bad. Let me retract that. It's more NFTs. It's biting off more NFTs and stealing from Ethereum's market domination in that space. Right now, they've lost 15%. I noted this the other day. 15% of Ethereum's loss in the NFT space was due to Solana coming on and other platforms coming on, but predominantly it's been Solana. It's faster, it's cheaper, and you can make things happen on that platform. My company, we've got a whole bunch of collections coming out that will be on Solana. They will be on Solana, and business move. It's cheaper, it's faster, it costs less for people to actually transact. That's the big draw. That is the biggest draw. So I think Solana is going to do well. Something else I'm looking at, I told you before, VeChain. 2 years ago, well, not 3 years ago, in 2019, Walmart started working with VeChain. So I think VeChain has more things up its sleeve. I think they have more things they have going on. Let's just get there real quick so you can take a look. No, that's the wrong one. Here's VeChain. So many things with the same names. $3.4 billion market cap. And I think it's got room to grow. Right now it's at 70%, right here, but at 90 days it's down 64%. That hurts. But I think right now, just before, like I said, when I figure out what the FOMC is saying, that's the Fed, when I figure out what they're saying and the market starts to react to what they're saying, both about stocks indirectly and what they're saying about crypto. I think that VeChain can be a huge mover, and that one, and I think this one can move in multiples. It's at a nickel. It's at a nickel right now. Seriously, I'm just looking at this and I'm just waiting. I'm dying for the FOMC to come out with whatever it is they're going to say. Either VeChain takes a dip or VeChain goes up. But at a nickel, VeChain's not looking bad. Their all-time high was 26 cents. You're talking about 5 times that as their number. So in terms of upward ability, right there. And I don't care if it's a year. I don't care if it's a year and a half, even 2 years. When are you going to experience 5 times your money? That's all I'm saying. 5 times my money, I'm good. So then the next batter up, of course, both of them are going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the reason why is because between those two coins, I can go snatch up most of the other coins that I'm interested in. And I'm almost guaranteed when they start to come back that I'm at least going to get that percentage back, right? I'm at least going to get that percentage back. So looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is interesting because let's just go there. Bink. Ethereum is at 24.75. So is it possible that when it starts to come back that I might be able to see, that 48.61? That's almost two times. That's almost two times. So, what's the time frame that I'm going to see that? Don't know when that time frame is going to be. But if I'm going to put my money into crypto, like I said, I'm waiting. But if I put my money into crypto, I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum because with those two coins, I can pretty much get my hands on almost anything else, depending on which exchange I'm looking at. And I deal with many different exchanges. I've got accounts on Gate.io, which is not a big mover for me. I do almost nothing there. I do Coinbase Pro, depending on how fast I need things done. I do things on MetaMask, FTX. FTX is where we're playing around with all our NFTs because you get like dirt cheap NFTs on Solana if you're on FTX US. That's where I'm at. I hold some in Coinomi. So there are different wallets and different exchanges as well as different dexes that I'll play with, different swapping engines where I'll play with depending on the move that I want to make, depending on the coin that I'm interested in, right? So those are the things that we're looking at. And truthfully, sometimes I'll make a move. I mean, think of it as a foreign exchange. Think of it as Forex, right? I'm going to buy one particular coin, then make a trade to acquire another particular coin. But where I make that trade might make a difference, right? If I have, just to make it simple, I have two exchanges, they both deal in both coins, basically the same. But if I buy Bitcoin on one, when I move it to Bitcoin over here, my Bitcoin might be worth a little bit more. And then I'd be able to buy more of whatever coin that I'm interested in. So it really depends. So I'm paying attention to those tiny little things that might actually get me more bang for the buck. There was one time that I had made a change. It was through 3 different exchanges just to get one coin that I wanted. And through all of that maneuvering, all the fees and everything else, I actually made money during the transactions. Coins hadn't moved. It was the difference between the exchanges and what their prices were for the coins that I was looking at and the coins I was working with. So I actually wound up making money instead of losing money on each one of the transactions that I made. So I'm paying a lot of attention to that. So if you're interested in the Forex game, there are tons of books out there that'll give you an idea about what I'm talking about. And one day I'll do a video about, how I'm using one exchange to play off for another exchange, or I'm using one DEX to play off another DEX or another exchange. Just those different things that happen because at any given moment, the value of, again, let's take Bitcoin, for example, the value of Bitcoin on this exchange might be a little bit less than the value of Bitcoin on that exchange. So instead of buying Bitcoin on this exchange where it's more expensive, I'm buying Bitcoin on this exchange where it's cheaper. So I'm getting more Bitcoin for the dollar, flipping over the Bitcoin to this exchange because on this particular exchange, maybe the coin that I'm interested in has moved less than Bitcoin. And again, I'm getting more from my dollar at the end of the day. So at the end of that transaction, through all those calculations, I'm actually coming up ahead. That doesn't happen a lot. It happens enough if you're willing to do the work. A friend of mine, like a brother to me, he makes moves so that he can make $10. Literally $10, not $10 per option, whatever, but $10. And you figure at the end of the day, after all the taxes and everything else, he's still in the black. He made $10. I can't get mad at that. Can't get mad at that at all. And every time he does it, he's understanding the inner networkings of everything that's going on. Anyway, that's my idea on how I'm maneuvering exchanges. But I'm going to go through all of that. The reason why I spoke about all of that is because when the FOMC makes their move, some of these exchanges are going to be slow to react. right? Remember about what's going on. It's the United States FOMC that's having this conversation about what they want to do. So by the time it gets out to other markets, when it happens here, those other markets might not even know what's going on yet. So it hasn't affected them yet. So there are certain moves that I might be able to make where I might be able to make money during those moves. But again, I'm looking at Doge, SHIB, Matic, Gala, Crypto.com, Solana, VeChain, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Those are the ones. Those are the top 9 coins I'm looking at. Here's the bonus. Right now, Phantom is on a rip. It's on a complete rip. They have total value locked in that has jumped up, I think, over 180%. So that's big for them. There are a lot of things that are going on. Am I jumping in right now? And mind you, I told you a few days ago that I was interested in Phantom. And then here's Phantom on this tear that's going on. A lot of other talking heads, just weren't paying attention to Phantom. They're like, oh, yeah, Phantom's good. Phantom. But Phantom has taken off. Here's Phantom, right? So over 30 days, it's up 5%. Over 24 hours, it's up 4%. Over the past 7 days, it's down 32%. But over the year, look at that number. Yeah, you got to choke on that one, right? Up over 5,000%. Just let that wash over you for a minute. Up over 5,000%. They've got things going on. It's something I'm going to look at. Their market cap is 5.5 and they're ranked number 26 based on market cap. So let's talk about Cardano, which is something else that just blows my mind. Cardano is down at $1.10. I might just dip into Cardano as well because I think they have a huge upside, and I think they just had this whole Sunday swap launch, new decks, all that good stuff. That's great. Ranked number 6. They're ranked number 6 on Live Coin Watch. On other places, let's actually check CoinGecko. CoinGecko. Cardano is also ranked number 6. So when you look at these things, you're sitting back and you're kind of going, but that was their first DEX. There's not a lot of things going on. They just launched it. So how much money is coming in there? So that's what we're paying attention to. I think there's a lot more news that's going to come after this and throughout 2022 that's going to demonstrate that Cardano is going to do big moves. As that TVL continues to go up, I think things are going to happen. So when things are bashing, a lot of people, a lot of Bitcoin bulls are like, oh, this bites. Michael Saylor cracking jokes about how he's going to go look for a job someplace. Listen, he's not hurting for money. He's just not. He's a great guy. He's not hurting for. I don't know him personally. Don't want you to think I know him personally. I don't. Just looking at what he's doing and where his head is at. But he's cracking jokes and he's going to go look for a job because Bitcoin's taking such a dive. But that being said, there are a lot of other people that have made literally big moves to kind of mitigate what's going on right now, mitigate the risk, because they're expecting the FOMC to, come out with really bad news that's derogatory to cryptocurrencies. Maybe, maybe not. What happens if they stay neutral? What happens if nothing happens right now? You have to keep in mind that there's already a lot of regulation on crypto, right? You have to be allowed to actually have, your exchange in the United States. You have to be allowed to have that coin in the United States, let alone state by state, you have to have that coin. State by state, you have to have that exchange. Like right now, New York can't get crypto.com. So that's a very big deal. So when you look at these things, there are a lot of things that are going on. So we don't know what the FOMC is going to say at the end of the day. So we have to wait. So right now, that's what I'm doing. But, I'm looking at a few coins. I gave you a couple of extras. I gave you 9 coins. Again, Doge, SHIB, Matic, Gala, Crypto.com, Solana, VeChain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Phantom. Those are the ones that are going to really catch my attention as soon as I understand what's going on with the FOMC. And I think those are going to be big movers when the FOMC is done and the dust is settled and everything else. Once everything's settled and everything is where it is, I think eventually things are going to go up again. Whether it's bad news from the FOMC and you take a dive, things are going to go up again. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to take that money that I have on the sidelines and dipping back in. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you have a great day. Don't worry. Don't flip out. The stock market's taking crashes. A ton of things have taken crashes, and things have come back. So pay attention to what's going on Tuesday and Wednesday. Pay attention to what else is going on in terms of utility in the crypto space. Pay attention to all of these companies that have made huge investments in maneuvering their money via crypto and blockchain around the world. Do you think that's really going to go away? It's not. I really don't think it is. So just do your research. Do your research. All right? Eddie J on crypto. Have a great night.